Today's supper recipe is for busy, busy, busy moms. 45 minutes on the table, chicken parmesan. Who does not love chicken parmesan? But generally, that's a lot of ingredients and, an hour and a half's worth of time. Not this one. This one you can have on the table in 45 minutes. Everything, including baking time. Takes like 5 minutes of prep, 10 minutes on the stove. The rest of the time is in the oven. And you will love it, love it, love it. Okay, you'll need 3 or 4 chicken breasts, depending on how many people you're feeding. A big can of stewed tomatoes, and I really recommend that you actually use the stewed tomatoes. A little bit of cornstarch, some Italian seasoning, some oregano, some basil, some hot sauce, Parmesan cheese, and just a tiny bit of sugar. And then the choice is yours. You can use any kind of pasta, spaghetti, ziti, I don't care. Whatever kind of pasta you have lurking around that needs to go in your pantry, that's the one you use. Or you can absolutely put it over rice. You forgot to buy pasta, but you got a bag of rice, hey, make you a pot of rice. It'll be just as good. We are going to get that pasta started because I'm having pasta tonight. We've already had rice twice this week, so we're having pasta. All right, the first thing we need to do is take that chicken, and I've washed it and dried it on some paper towels. And now I have this nice Ziploc bag, and I'm gonna lay them right inside that Ziploc, just like that. Okay, normally what I do is I either use wax paper or saran wrap or something, because when you start using a mallet on chicken, a lot of times it will spray up, and I just soon avoid the mess altogether, so I put something over it and under it, and then I don't have a mess. And I got thinking, I bet a Ziploc would be the way to go. So we're gonna do it today in a Ziploc. And I'm going to use my 40-year-old mallet. I know it's a little bitty thing, but it absolutely works. And we're not beating them to pieces. We're really not. We're just going to give them a good pound. We're not making schnitzel. We're just going to give them a good pound, and then we're going to put them in that casserole dish. Now I'm going to take a little bit of spray. It's just the olive oil spray. I'm going to spray the bottom of that pan so it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to take that chicken and lay it right down in the bottom of that pan. There we are. Okay, y'all know I forgot salt. There's no salt in there in that. We need a little salt. Not a lot, but we do need a little salt. And I'm just going to go right over the top of that chicken, just like that. Maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. I mean, however you do it, just put a little salt on your chicken. Now we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. Okay, chicken's in the oven. We're going to get this on a medium heat. And we're going to start our sauce. Up next, we're going to get that sauce ready. We need that 1 can of tomatoes, the big can, the 28-ounce can. Okay, we're going to need 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. half a teaspoon of basil, and a half teaspoon of oregano. Gonna need a half a teaspoon or as much as you like of the hot sauce. If you don't like hot sauce, don't do it. I'm just gonna there we go. That looks like the right to me. All right, and then we need 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to thicken up our sauce. And 1 teaspoon, or maybe not even quite a teaspoon, of sugar. All right, now we'll get that mixed up, all nice and incorporated. And then we're going to turn it down to low and just let it thicken up while our chicken's in the oven. And if you want to, if you think the tomatoes are a little too chunky, you can go in there and just kind of mash them up a little bit or not. It's up to you. You know, recipes are not written in stone. You know, I added a little extra hot sauce. If my father-in-law was making this dish, he absolutely would not put that oregano in there because he'd flip out. He doesn't like the taste of oregano. He just leaves it out. It will slightly change the way the dish tastes, but it would change the taste to suit you. So always, when you see a recipe and you think, oh wow, that would be really good, and then go, oh no, I can't make that because it has that. You can always either switch that out or just leave it out entirely. There are very few recipes where you can't just wing it. Okay, now my water is at a really good boil now, and I'm just using ziti pasta. I'm just gonna drop that in there, and then I'm gonna give it a little stir. Make sure it's not sticking. Gonna put that lid on there askew. Don't close it or you'll have water everywhere. Okay, and we're just gonna keep giving that a good stir. Make sure that cornstarch isn't lumpy. And then we're gonna put the lid on it and just let it simmer for that 20 minutes that the chicken is in the oven. Okay, my timer has dinged on my chicken. It's been 20 minutes. My pasta is done. So we're gonna get that drained. Okay, we're gonna put that pasta right back in that pot. And this is not absolutely necessary, but I love to put just a little bit of olive oil, maybe a tablespoon, on all that pasta, just to make sure that it doesn't stick. You can also do that with butter, but since this is a nice tomatoey dish, olive oil will be just fine. Okay, let's get this out of the oven. Okay, now at this point, it is entirely up to you. You'll have that little bit of chicken broth at the bottom of the pot. If you feel like draining it, hey, you drain it. Your kitchen, your rules. I think that's tons of flavor. I'm not touching it. I'm just gonna put my sauce right over the top of that chicken. Right over the top we go. Unceremoniously, just drop that sauce. Go ahead and level it out a little bit. Now we're going to take as much or as little Parmesan cheese as you like. And Randy likes a lot. In fact, he'll probably make me put more on it when I put it on his plate. So we're just going to go for it now. I would say that's about, I don't know, a third of one of these packs. Now, back in the oven it goes for about another 10 minutes. All right, now that it's in the oven, we're gonna put it in there for around 10 minutes or so, just enough time to melt that cheese. After that, it's ready to go, under 45 minutes. Dinner, that's an easy weeknight meal that didn't cost hardly anything. See all that cheesy, melted goodness? It's time to plate this up.